speaking of expressing opinions, when it comes to the Arsenal fan base, there's two big talking points at the minute, which I am a little miffed by. And the first one here, I'm going to put a poll up that was put out. This is from Mohamed Elneny. 82%. It was around 15,000 votes. 81% think Elneny or would give Elneny a new deal at Arsenal. Is this midfielder good enough to really help take you forward? It should really be part of the revolution and the transition period further forward under Arteta. 81% of 15,000 Arsenal fans think yes.
Can I just say the date on that was the 24th of April, yeah?
Yeah, so like last week that was, yeah.
That was, what, after the Chelsea game, maybe? Yeah, it was. It was the day after the Chelsea game. So after one game, one game, we played Chelsea on the 23rd. So the very next day, the 24th, that poll goes out and 80-odd% said yes. That there is social media football fans. Yeah, they don't care about anything that's gone before it. It's all about what's just happened. It's embarrassing, man. Mohamed Elneny, I've never, ever cussed Elneny in terms of anything apart from he just ain't good enough. I've never gone in on Elneny. Yeah, I've never really slated him. I've just said he is what he is. He knows what he is. And that's what I like about him, the fact that he knows his limitations as a footballer. Yeah, he's not a great footballer, but he does the simple things great. Yeah, but he's not a great footballer. And that's why I like him. He keeps it simple. Yeah, whereas you get players like Granit Xhaka think they're better than they are and start trying to run around players and doing this and extra touches and this and that, and then they end up getting red cards. Mohamed Elneny, don't do any of that. He gets the ball, he passes it to somebody technically better. Yeah, that's it. He'll win the odd free kick. He'll give the free kicks away every now and again. It's very rare that you see Elneny flying into a tackle and getting a leg-breaking tackle from him to someone else. It's very rare you see him get sent off, if ever. I don't even know if he has ever been sent off for Arsenal. Yeah, and it's like players like him, yeah, cool. You know, people look and say, you need them types of players in your squad. Well, you don't when the rest of the squad are pretty average as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like we actually need experienced players in this squad that are quality experienced players. Yeah, not average experienced players. He should have gone. He's out of contract in the summer, by the way. Yeah, and we could have got rid of him in January. We could have got rid of him last summer. Fenerbahce, I think it was, wanted him. Yeah, why didn't we get rid of him? Why did we keep him? And do you know what the ironic thing is about this? Because it's the same with Eddie Nketiah as well, by the way. Yeah, because I see a poll yesterday. I think it was AFTV Extra or Clips or something. That had 21,000 votes. Yeah, and 50-odd% said yeah to giving Eddie a new deal. That was on YouTube Community.
Well, that's one of the other talking points as well today. There's a tweet here from Le Grove that says Eddie was absolutely huge today. He worked tirelessly, run the channels, made lots of unselfish decoy runs, fought with all of West Ham's players, was very unlucky not to score. Give him a new deal. He deserves one. And that's, again, as another player, which... And I don't want to talk the footballing side of it, as you mentioned. Look, I understand. I've seen some comments come through. One here from Saracen Goon that says, yes, this is to Elneny. He's a good squad player. He's happy to be a squad player and gives us cover. Look, and I think that I understand the point of giving you cover, but I think that's where you buy for cover. And I'll give you an example. Granit Xhaka and Partey are better midfielders than Elneny. So this summer, you should be aiming to buy central midfielders better than that. That way, the overall
they're fighting for places.
Yeah, and again, you've got young players that should be your, some of your fringe and squad. You've got Lokonga, and is it? I want to pronounce his name right. I nearly always call him Patio. Is it Patino?
Patino. Oh yeah, he was the next. He was the next.
You've got them two young players. Okay, you've got Partey. You've got Xhaka's not going anywhere by the sounds of it, in the way that he's talking. You've got those four as an example. You should be aiming to bring in Basumas, Ruben Neveses of this world. That's just to name a few. You had a couple of players like that into your team. Elneny isn't even going to kick a ball. And for me, I just think it's an overreaction to a handful of good performances. Eddie Nketiah is another one for me, where I tell you what's going to happen with him. It's so obvious to me what's going to happen with Eddie Nketiah. He isn't going to sign a new deal. The new deal's already there, by the way. A lot of people keep saying offer him a new deal. As far as I was aware, there's a deal on the table and he's refusing to sign it. But he'll go to a smaller club and score lots of goals, and then the Arsenal fans will kick off and say, "Why didn't we keep him?" They'll almost do the
sorry, I've just done 2 shows before this one, yeah, right? Name me, one team in the Premier League. No, actually, name me 5. No, I'll make it easy for you. Name me 3 teams in the Premier League that Eddie Nketiah starts for week in, week out.
That's
better than Timo Pukki, and they've just been relegated. Yeah, is he better than Weghorst? Probably not. Yeah,
no. I mean, listen,
I think for Watford.
Well, I think clubs of like Watford's size. I was thinking Crystal Palace. I think he'll do well in those kind of teams. Do you know, he could do well.
You think when they play Zahara and Mateta as a 2, you think he's getting in over either of them?
No, maybe not. But the point I'm making is I think at those teams he'll do better because no one plays low, or very few teams play low block against them. And I think that we saw this with 2 players in the Prem last year on loan. We saw it with Jesse Lingard and we saw it with Joe Willock. They suddenly went to teams, and in the short term, they had more space to run into and more space to play in than they get for Arsenal and Man United, respectively. And they had this new lease of life. And I think you could see someone like Nketiah go to a smaller club where there's more time and more space because of how opponents play against them and do very well. Do I think he's going to be good enough in the long term to turn Arsenal back into title challengers? No. It's a comment here from MW. I don't know how you pronounce that last name. Anyway, he says, Terry, stop waffling. We will definitely buy starting CM. Well, then you agree with me then. So the point is you've already got 3 or 4 players better than Elneny. 2 of them are young that need developing, so they need game time. Xhaka and Partey are already better. There's 4. You're going to add another starting midfielder giving you 5. Having Elneny there is pointless. He isn't of the quality that Arsenal need over a prolonged period of time. So if you end up with the injuries that need him to play 5, 6, 7 games on the bounce, he will come up short in the end because he isn't of the quality. Therefore, move him on and either buy an additional player that's better or promote a young player that has the ability to perform at least the same level as him right now. I don't think it's a good bit of business for Arsenal. Same with Eddie Nketiah. You need a much higher standard. I'm seeing Arsenal fans at the minute debate who's better, Nketiah or Lacazette. I'm like, again, it's another it's a micro penis competition, and I know everyone wants to back their players. Everyone wants to back their players.
There's backing them, and then there's just being completely reactionary and delusional. Terry, do you know what the funniest thing about it is, right? Remember the first 3 games of the season? Yeah, where Arsenal got pammed in all 3 of them. You know, some of these players were part of the problem, weren't they? Yeah. Oh, Arsenal need to get rid of these players. They're not good enough. We just want to see our new players playing together. Edu even said it. Right now, fast forward all this time later, we now win 3 in a row with these fringe players, and all of a sudden it's throw contracts at them all. Well, why weren't you saying that after we got pammed 3 games in a row at the start then? Because it was the same players. And this is what I'm saying, Terry, yeah? This is why 99 times out of 100, I go against what the majority of this fan base say because they make it up as they go along. When it suits it, and let's be real, pretty much every big account I have seen has said, give Eddie and Elneny a new deal. The law of averages says that 1 or 2 of them are going to say, no, that's bollocks. So why is it's always the biggest accounts, the biggest bloggers, the biggest YouTubers, the biggest this, that always peddle the, yes, let's go with that. And then everyone follows suit. Why can't these people think for themselves? Because you're trying to tell me and convince me that every single big account out there really genuinely wants to give Eddie Nketiah and Elneny a new deal. They're chatting breeze, but it gets traction at the time. Look how many votes these things are getting. Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's about traction. It's all about, let's stay in with let's be the best supporter. It's a load of rubbish, Terry. And this is why I'm seen as divisive. I'm seen as toxic and negative because I know it's a load of rubbish. I call it out as a load of rubbish and I then say these players ain't good enough. And the way I say it, I'm rude and I'm blunt. People don't like it, Terry. Yeah, I understand that, right? But I'm not being fake with it. I'm saying it as it is. Yeah, I'm not sitting there going, oh, yes, let's give Eddie a new deal. He went a whole year without a Premier League goal until he scored at Stamford Bridge. And then he gets 2 goals in a game. And now it's, he's running the channels. He's working hard. What you mean he's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing?